What's up, hustlers? It's your girl Gloria V, coming at you live with Digital Dwellers. The freelance game is on fire right now, but it's also more competitive than ever. So how do you cut through the noise and build a brand that actually gets you clients? That's what we're diving into today. Look, I don't care if you're a graphic designer, a writer, a developer, personal branding is non-negotiable. It's about owning your narrative, showing the world what you bring to the table, and doing it with so much passion and authenticity that people can't help but pay attention. Whether you're just starting out or you've been grinding for a minute, this video is your blueprint for building a brand that attracts dream clients and takes your freelance game to the next level. So buckle up because things are about to get real. All right, let's cut to the chase. Why should you even care about personal branding? You're good at what you do, right? You deliver quality work. Isn't that enough? Wrong. In today's saturated market, being good is the bare minimum. It's like showing up to a Super Bowl party with a bag of chips. Yeah, you brought something, but did you really bring it? Think about it. There are thousands, maybe millions of freelancers out there vying for the same clients you are. How are you going to stand out from the crowd? How are you going to make sure potential clients choose you over someone else who might even be cheaper? That's where personal branding comes in. It's about building a reputation, an identity that goes beyond just your skills. It's about creating a feeling, an experience that people associate with your name. It's about becoming the go-to person in your niche, the one everyone wants to work with. Look at any successful freelancer. They all have one thing in common, a strong personal brand. They've put in the work to define their unique value proposition, craft a compelling story, and build a community around their work. They understand that people connect with people, not just services. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a freelance writer. Not just any writer, but one who specializes in crafting high-converting copy for e-commerce brands. You're niching down, owning that space, and attracting clients who are specifically looking for what you offer. That's the power of personal branding. Okay, so you get it. Personal branding is crucial. But how do you actually do it? It all starts with understanding what makes you, you. What are your unique strengths? What sets you apart from the competition? This isn't about being arrogant or cocky. It's about owning your expertise and the value you bring to the table. Maybe you're a graphic designer who specializes in creating visuals for sustainable fashion brands. Or maybe you're a virtual assistant who's a master at Pinterest marketing. Whatever it is, don't be afraid to own it. Think about your background, your experiences, your passions. What makes your perspective unique? What stories can you tell that no one else can? Maybe you're a Black female coder who's passionate about making the tech industry more inclusive. That's a powerful story. Or maybe you're a white single dad who built a successful freelance business from scratch while raising your kids. That's inspiring. Your story is your superpower. It's what makes you relatable, memorable, and trustworthy. So don't be afraid to share it. Once you know what makes you different, you can start to build your brand around it. Use your unique skills and experiences to shape your messaging, your visuals, your entire online presence. Let's say you're a freelance photographer who specializes in capturing the raw, candid moments of family life. You don't just take pictures, you tell stories through your lens. The more you embrace what makes you different, the more you'll attract clients who resonate with your vision and your values. Remember, people want to work with people they connect with, people they feel like they know and trust. Now that you know what makes you special, it's time to figure out how you want to say it. This is where your brand voice comes in. Your brand voice is like your personality. It's how you communicate with the world. Are you playful and humorous, serious and professional, bold and edgy, warm and approachable? There's no right or wrong answer here as long as your brand voice feels authentic to you. The key is to be consistent. Just like you wouldn't wear a suit to the beach, you don't want to use a formal tone of voice if your brand is all about being fun and quirky. Think about your ideal client. How do they talk? What kind of language do they use? What kind of humor do they respond to? Your brand voice should resonate with your target audience. If you're targeting busy entrepreneurs who are always on the go, you might want to use a more concise, to-the-point tone of voice. But if you're targeting creative professionals who appreciate wit and wordplay, you can be a little more playful and experimental with your language. Don't be afraid to let your personality shine through in your writing, your visuals, and your overall brand aesthetic. People buy from people they like, and people like people who are genuine. Take some time to experiment with different tones and styles, until you find one that feels right. The important thing is to be true to yourself and to always communicate in a way that feels authentic to you. Chapter 4. Consistency is king. From scattered to strategic. Alright, you've got your unique angle. You've found your voice. Now it's time to make sure it's consistent across all platforms. Think of your brand as a symphony orchestra. Every instrument needs to be in tune and playing the same song for it to sound harmonious. That means your website, your social media, your email marketing, your proposals, everything needs to have the same look, feel, and tone of voice. This doesn't mean everything has to be identical, but it should all feel like it belongs to the same brand. Imagine you're a potential client and you stumble across a freelancer's Instagram profile. You love their style, their energy, the way they present themselves. You head over to their website, and it's like a completely different person. The design is clunky, the copy is boring, and the overall vibe is just off. What do? You bounce. Consistency builds trust. When people see the same level of quality and attention to detail across all your platforms, it shows that you're professional, reliable, and that you care about your brand. Start by creating brand guidelines. This is a document that outlines your brand's mission, values, target audience, voice, and visual identity. The more consistent you are, the more memorable your brand will be. Chapter 5. Building your online empire from lurker to leader. Let's be real. In today's digital world, your online presence is everything. It's the first place potential clients go to check you out, so you better make it count. Think of your website as your online storefront and your social media as your networking event. First impressions matter, so make sure your website is visually appealing, easy to navigate, and showcases your best work. Don't be afraid to show off your personality. Let people know who you are, what you stand for, and what makes you different. Next, choose the right social media platforms for your niche. You don't need to be on every platform, just the ones where your ideal clients are hanging out. Are you a photographer? Instagram is your jam. Writer? Twitter and LinkedIn might be your best bet. The key is to be strategic and focus your efforts where they'll have the biggest impact. Once you've chosen your platforms, it's time to start creating content. And not just any content. High-quality, engaging content that provides value to your audience. Think about the problems your ideal clients are facing and create content that helps them solve those problems. The more you put yourself out there, the more visible you'll become. Chapter 6. From Theory to Action. Turning Talk into Triumph. Alright, we've covered a lot of ground today. We talked about why personal branding matters, how to differentiate yourself, finding your voice, being consistent, and building your online presence. But none of that matters if you don't take action. It's time to put these strategies into action and start building a brand that truly represents you and attracts your dream clients. Remember, personal branding is a marathon, not a sprint. It's an ongoing process of refining your message, connecting with your audience, and showing up consistently. Start small. Update your social media profiles with a fresh coat of paint and make sure your bios reflect your unique value proposition. Revamp your website with a new design or add a blog to share your expertise. Reach out to past clients and ask for testimonials that highlight what makes you special. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there even if you're not sure what you're doing at first. The more you experiment, the more you'll learn what works and what doesn't. So relax, be yourself, and enjoy the ride. Outro, go forth and brand yourself. There you have it, folks. The blueprint for building a personal brand that cuts through the noise and attracts the right clients. Remember, personal branding isn't about being someone you're not, it's about amplifying your authentic self. So what are you waiting for? Go out there and build a brand that makes you proud. The world is waiting to see what you've got. And hey, while you're at it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you're doing to level up your freelance game.